he's a little bit
I'm confident you've at least heard of them or seen them, because he pioneered an entire genre of telling the most basic stories and teaching the most basic lessons you learned as an 8-year-old. It was my guilty pleasure to watch them because I was so confused by their existence and their popularity. These things have like 50 million views sometimes. And it's literally things like, be nice, don't be mean, don't cheat, don't judge a book by its cover. Like, it feels like he's making these things as like this repository of human emotion to teach the aliens that are trying to study us. It's crazy, and what's crazier is how popular they were. And the titles, they legitimately were a massive smashing success that other channels have emulated. Things like Tall Girl Dumps Short Guy and Lives to Regret It, Man Cheats on Wife, Lives to Regret It, Employee Spits in Boss's Burrito, Lives to Regret It, or Kid Tries to Cheat on Math Test, What Happens Next is Shocking. Woman works 3 jobs to put food on the table for her kids. What happens next is shocking. That kind of thing. Dhar Mann started that. And he's also the one who always says that they're not just telling stories, they're changing lives. But this week, a lot of allegations came out against Dhar Mann, and it seems like they're not just telling stories, they're changing the lives of their actors in a much worse way. According to a lot of beloved actors that I know and love, such as Steve, our boy Steve, I've made a lot of content around Dhar Mann, and Steve's been one of my favorites. He has corroborated a lot of these claims that they just don't get paid, like, at all. He says that the majority of the actors can't even afford rent when they're contracted by Dhar Mann Studios. So it's a pretty big deal.
Essentially, as an actor at Dhar Mann Studios, I am just a contract player. I have no employment there. I am just sort of called every now and then, as are all the other actors. And it just is not sustainable. One of the main issues is that not a single actor that works at Dhar Mann Studios can afford rent.
Hearing shit like that absolutely blows my mind, because every single actor in the Dhar Mann cinematic universe has like 1,000 roles. Like Steve, his name's not Steve, but he'll always be Steve to me, damn it. His real name is Colin. Colin accounts for probably like 40% of total screen time in Dhar Mann's videos, and he's not getting paid enough to afford rent? That's outrageous. And I went into the comments because I wanted to see what people were saying about all of this, and usually when you go into the comments you expect to see some absolutely wild shit, like, Dhar Mann's a bad guy, he showed me his butthole in one of my dreams once. Or you'll find jokes like, one of the top comments was, the PS5s changed Dhar Mann, which made me giggle. It's talking about Dhar Mann's obsession with giving away PS5s in the videos. But then one comment made an extremely good point that's pretty alarming to think about. A lot of the actors in Dhar Mann's videos are children, and if he's this comfortable exploiting industry veterans like Colin has been in Better Call Saul, had minor roles in other huge productions. He has been in the industry for a long time outside of the Dhar Mann Studios universe. If Dhar Mann's exploiting people like Colin and other adult actors with horrible pay, is he even paying the children at all, I have to wonder. Like, I can only imagine how messy that could potentially be. Like, does he just learn...
So what happened, chat? Did he not pay somebody? Fuck, man, I gotta rewind it.
Just, like, write clout into their contracts? Like, hey, Junior, I'm making my 48th video on not judging a book by its cover. I need you to play the principal role. I'll give you 1,000 exposure dollars. My YouTube channel has 17.8 million subs. This is going to be great for your Instagram and your TikTok, so just sign here. No, you're not getting pay. I mean, I can give you, like, some sticks of gum, but that's about it. It's very concerning because of all of these allegations...
Actors cannot afford to pay rent? Uh-oh, I feel like I'm gonna have a bad thing about this. Wait.
Dhar Mann Studios, I am just a...
Steve, I've made a lot of content around Dhar Mann, and Steve's been one of my favorites. He has corroborated a lot of these claims that they just don't get paid, like, at all. He says that the majority of the actors can't even afford rent when they're contracted by Dhar Mann Studios. So it's a pretty big deal.
Essentially, as an actor at Dhar Mann Studios, I am just a contract player. I have no employment there. I am just sort of called every now and then, as are all the other actors. And it just is not sustainable. One of the main issues is that not a single actor that works at Dhar Mann Studios can afford rent.
Hearing shit like that absolutely blows my mind because every single actor in the Dhar Mann cinematic universe has like 1,000 roles. Like Steve, his name's not Steve, but he'll always be Steve to me, damn it. His real name is Colin. Colin accounts for probably like 40% of total screen time in Dhar Mann's videos.
Which I don't. Okay, guys. Maybe I'm misunderstanding it. Okay, maybe I'm misunderstanding it. If somebody is paying you for like a skit here, there, do they expect a full-time salary for like for the whole time of just being alive, just because you're doing 2 skits a month, something like that? I don't get it. How does that make sense? I mean, I don't get it. You think that they should? Oh hell nah. What the fuck? Oh hell nah. What the kind of world do you live in? Wait, why would you pay somebody like $2K a month for a $300 skit that you do like once or twice a month? I don't get it.
And he's not getting paid enough to afford rent? That's outrageous. And I went into the comments because I wanted to see what people were saying about all of this. And usually when you go into the comments, you expect to see some absolutely wild shit. Like, Dhar Mann's a bad guy. He showed me his butthole in one of my dreams once. Or you'll find jokes like one of the top comments was, the PS5's changed Dhar.
He's in 40% of the videos? Okay, then, wait. Then, aren't they getting paid per video? Or per appearance? Or per hour?
Dhar Mann, which made me giggle.
They need more information about this, otherwise it's too hard.
Giving away PS5s in the videos.
Below the
but then
industry rate for the large amount of hours they filmed. Chat trying so hard to dick ride for a rich guy on the internet ain't. No. Way.
Wait, let me try to dick ride. Okay, hold up. You need to back the fuck up here. It's not because somebody has money that they should fucking pay for things they're not getting. Like, I don't know what you're on about. Why are you accepting something at face value just because the guy has money or whatever the fuck? Dude, this needs to make sense overall. I don't know what kind of utopia you live in, okay? Motherfucker, it's a simple concept. Like, if you're not okay with something, I mean, you have to say something. I don't get if the guy's part is part of a lot of his videos, and he says, "Yo, dude, I mean, I'm part of a lot of your videos. I mean, you can negotiate your pay and shit like that. I mean, motherfucker, dude, if let's say you make 5 skits in a month, 5 skits, okay, and they're all about 2 hours of work, okay, that's 10 hours of work. If you're paid $100 an hour, which is pretty good, make $1,000, right? I mean, you can afford rent, but you're being paid a lot. You're being paid good. Does that make sense or not?
One comment made an extremely good point that's pretty alarming to think about.
An example.
A lot of the actors in Dhar Mann's videos are children, and if he's this comfortable exploiting industry veterans like Colin has been in Better Call Saul, had minor roles in other huge productions. He has been in the industry for a long time outside of the Dhar Mann Studios universe. If Dhar Mann's exploiting people like Colin and other adult actors with horrible pay, is he even paying the children at all? I have to wonder. Like, I can only imagine how messy that could potentially be.
Nah, it's
like,
not
does he just write clout into their contracts? Like, hey, Junior, I'm making my 48th video on not judging a book by its cover. I need you to play the principal role. I'll give you 1,000 exposure dollars. My YouTube channel has 17.8 million subs. This is going to be great for your Instagram and your TikTok, so just sign here. No, you're not getting pay. I mean, I can give you like some sticks of gum, but that's about it. It's very concerning because if all of these allegations are true, and every single actor I've seen in the Dhar Mann cinematic universe has come out corroborating each other, and they are out there protesting right now outside of Dhar Mann Studios, if all of those are true, it's very worrying to think about if he's also doing the same to the children actors in his content. Because those kids are not industry veterans, and their parents likely aren't familiar with the industry either. They might not know what fair pay is, or if there even is pay for the work. Like, there's just so much...
I'm not saying my take. I don't have enough information to make a judgment. I'm just saying that overall, what I was presented, I am presented something, and I'm giving a conclusion before the video is ended, right? I don't agree with the conclusion based on the evidence given. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Messiness
I don't agree with the conclusion
that
here,
could potentially be going on.
Evidence behind it isn't good enough.
Allegations are true.
24 months.
One of his big lessons is what happens in the dark always comes to the light. And goddamn is Dhar Mann learning that one right now. I saw that comment across every TikTok ever referring to this situation. Like, Dhar Mann is getting dunked on with his own lessons. He even made a video kind of about this same thing, such as mean boss mistreating employees and lives to regret it. Dhar Mann is in that stage right now because all of his employees, well, I guess they're not technically employees, they're contractors. All of them are coming out to talk about how miserable it was when it comes to the pay, and Dhar Mann's complete refusal to even talk to them. He just dodges them at every possible opportunity, and apparently has even cultivated this culture where if you speak out against him, you get fired. So I'd like to go over all of these allegations with you and show you some of their TikToks and the protests that they're currently doing against Dhar Mann Studios.
What the fuck is
There's a
this
ton of
cringe
footage of
shit?
their protest, and I recognize every single person in it. I also love the shirts some of them are wearing that says "What happens next."
Aren't streamers contracted too? Yes, streamers are contracted. I'm under contract. Yes, absolutely. Most streamers are under the same contract. If they don't show up or they don't do enough, well, they can't pay rent. I know why you're making the comparison. Streamers, most of them that even have like 5 viewers get under a special contract for being an affiliate. Okay, they're contractors. Yes, if they don't do well enough under certain circumstances, they can't pay rent. I don't know what you want from me.
Next is shocking. That's just beautiful. So even though Dhar Mann appears to want to teach lessons of positivity to everyone else, it's rules for thee and not for me. According to pretty much every actor, they're all saying the same thing.
What's the name of that touch? Brother, I think you had a touch. I think we got fucking entitled. Like, I don't know what you want from me.
About his refusal to communicate, as well as his refusal to actually pay them like an actual good wage for their work, which is odd because he makes so much money off of the content. It's tens of millions. Because when Dhar Mann makes a video, not only does it blow up on YouTube, getting at least 10 million views pretty much, but it's kind of like Ouroboros constantly eating its own ass here, because he'll take that same video that he made for YouTube and repackage it on every other platform, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere, to farm even more views for this crazy cycle of just getting...
Chat, fuck it. Chat, I'm gonna give you an example, okay? Okay, I make another YouTube channel, okay, chat? Even though the YouTube is doing pretty good, okay? I make another one, okay? And I need editors for full playthrough of games, which is like 10 hours, okay? I need them to cut times where I pause the video and I talk like a dumb fuck, okay? Let's say it takes them about 4 hours per video, and we make 2 a week. It's 8 hours a week, right? 8 hours a week, right? Put that in perspective. 8 times 2, then 8 times 4. 36 hours a month is the work for me. Okay, so I give him a contract and say, yo, every hour you put in, I'll give you $30. $30. So he works. This man is contracted, okay? Okay. He makes all my videos, all of them. And $36 hours of work, and he makes $20 an hour. For the whole month, he made $720, right? If he's a contractor he knows for a fact he's contracted for 36 hours at $20 an hour from a month. If he can't pay rent, I mean, what the fuck? I mean, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to match his thing, be able to make sure he's able to, like, this guy's editing a video. Let's say he needed $2,000 a month for his rent. $2,000 about 36. Is his pay worth $55 for like an entry level? No, it's just not. He's not gonna get paid that much. I don't know what kind of entitled life you live in, that because you have rent, you're entitled to more money, even though you're not putting in more hours or whatnot. Or I don't fucking get it. Like, what kind of world do you live in?
Maximum absorbency of views from everywhere. That's a ton of money.
Like, what the fuck?
But even aside from the money he's generating on the content itself, he was already an extremely successful and extremely well...
They're actors, not editors. Okay, have you seen the acting in the videos? Bro, I'm sorry to say it, you can get disposable actors like that on Craigslist.
Yes, Sister Prudence.
Good. Now, if I am to allow you to remain in our school, you must promise me that this is...
I'm not being rude. I'm just telling you, for the style of video you can make, you can literally have actors coming in and out every time for like $50 a pop. I know what the fuck you're on about.
It's an isolated...
Every so out of touch, it's insane. Dude, out of all people, you guys are always just trying to make me feel out of touch. It's you guys that are out of touch. You're smoking crack.
Wealthy businessman. He had a very successful cosmetic...
Bro, it's like you're mad because But the thing is, he's not getting fucking Leonardo DiCaprio full year wide pay. Like, hello?
Line, and I think even before Dhar Mann Studios blew up for him, he was worth right around $50 million. This is a guy that could easily afford to pay his actors well, and I would have expected him to do that, because I always got the impression that he was just like a genuinely good guy who just wanted to tell basic positive messages. But according to all the actors, he's a wolf in sheep's clothing, which is extremely sad, and I feel terrible for all the actors in this situation, because it really did play out like a Dhar Mann video. Aspiring up-and-coming actors thought they had landed a great gig with a great guy. What happens next will shock you.
We are protesting why we are out there right now. We've been talking to a lot of actors. It's the same, everybody feels the same across the board. The trouble is, there's a culture at the studio of if you talk, you're out.
It seems the moral mastermind Dhar Mann is ruling his company with an iron fist of fear, where if people speak out against him, I guess they're fired, at least according to the actors. I'm only
my editors that's true. My editors get a percentage of what they work for, right? Which is almost everything. So they would get like 15% of pop, right? Which ended up being a lot of money. But that's because I only have one, and I give them a percentage for them to be motivated to do good. I gave my editors an adaptive pay, so they're more motivated and more hungry to do good shit because they gain from it, right? That's how that works. It's adaptive. So if they work more and they do more, they get more. So it keeps them motivated. But that's not how it is for other industries. There are contractors that work for flat pays. Like what?
showing.
Chat. If you were making an art film, okay, you were making small art films for art studio, for art projects, okay, and you were to have an actor showing up, and all he has to do is be the ice cream guy, okay. You give him $15 per an hour. You're using it for 4 hours, okay, brother. If you end up rehiring him, and he says yes, you contract him to come back and do that, dude. You owe him exactly what you told him you would give him, and you pay him for what was agreed on based on the amount of time they spent there. That's it. That's it. If this is not something that works for them to have a flat in a consistent income, then it doesn't. Then unfortunately, then they have to quit. It's not a good fit. Because a lot of people, okay, they have a schedule, okay, and let's say this is a day of time, okay. We'll make it like 24 hours. They have, let's say, a job over here in the morning. They'll have like one over here, one over there, and one let's say during the evening. And then all of this, okay, all of this makes their income, okay. And at the end of the month, they will combine those and make good money and live well above normal rates of a flat, because that's what they do. If somebody has no other opportunities and can't survive because he's only taking one thing, well, maybe the job is not a good fit and he has to find another one. That's just how it is. That's how being a contractor works. You're a contractor.
You Colin's statement here, but there are so many others. You can find all of it by just looking up the Dhar Mann protests. All of the main actors that you're used to seeing in Dhar Mann's videos have come out against him. And they're not being greedy, by the way. Like, all of them are just saying, we just want, like, moderately decent pay for the work. Like, all of them are proud of the work they've done with Dhar Mann. Colin concludes the video by talking about how much all of it has meant to him. But if they can't afford rent, there's a huge problem. They're not looking to be paid fucking 6 figures per production or anything. They're just looking for...
Bro, it's different because your editor is a wage slave from Eastern Europe where words are shit. Bro, my editor, okay, is a normal, everyday American earning the pay he's earned and works for. Who the fuck... Bro, the guys like Artyom and Delidos live in some sort of fucking broken down like Romanian basement or something, and they're fed fucking leftover rats from upstairs. Like, holy fuck, bruh. These guys are balling out. Except for art. Except for Artyom.
For fair pay for the work that they've done and are continuing to do for you. And the least you can do is at least hear them out, go to a meeting. But Colin and all of the other actors talk about how Dhar Mann continuously avoids talking to them. He refuses to actually sit down and have a conversation. I'll let Colin explain that situation.
So we decided to come together as a group and talk collectively with our boss, Dhar Mann. We sent a letter to him, a hard copy and an email. The email was CC'd to the head of production as well, so that we made sure that Dhar got it, but it was addressed to Dhar. It was delivered to Dhar. We were contacted, said we could have a meeting to discuss our issues. That meeting was pushed several times, changed on us. When we finally got to the meeting, we had reiterated that we wanted it to be with Dhar. Dhar was not there. Following a couple days, reiterating again, we would like to speak specifically with Dhar. This is what the meeting is about. This is our boss. This is who we want to talk to. End of the week comes and goes. We learned Saturday there will not be a meeting.
Apparently, Dhar Mann couldn't even be bothered to attend the meeting.
Yo! You should see this, okay? Like a fucking maid, okay? If I want my house to be cleaned twice a week by a group of maids and I have to pay them $100 for each time, $200, okay? That's it. Dude, if they can't afford rent because they only have me as a house to clean, what can I do? What can I do?
After pushing it several times and eventually just shutting that shit down entirely and putting the kibosh on it. He has so little respect for his talent that he refuses to even acknowledge them or hear them out or face them in person. He just hides behind emails and horrible pay, I suppose. At least according to all of the actors. This is pretty much all of them. I have yet to see any like defense of Dhar Mann. So we only have one side of the story. I'm very interested to hear his side of it because this is an overwhelming amount coming out against him. And I really feel like what they're looking for is super reasonable. Talk to us. Like, that's the only reason the protest is happening right now. Like, the pay is obviously a huge problem.
So what? Okay, we don't know the numbers though. Guys, we don't have enough. Yeah, chat. In my opinion, we don't have enough to fucking do much here. What are the numbers? How much they paid? How much is it a week? What are the promises and what was in the contract? When we have those information, we can make a conclusion on whether or not the contracts are predatory, because that happens a lot in the industry. There's a lot of predatory contracts. If it's a fair wage or competitive wage, or whatever, we have nothing. I don't know how much they paid it.
But the biggest issue is that he won't even talk to them to at least hear them out about the pay. So they don't even have that first step of getting the pay fixed, which is communication with the fucking guy who's decided their pay.
They aren't
so they
paid.
just want to talk to him, but he won't.
Jesus Christ! If somebody's not paid, that one is a problem, and we shouldn't agree to work for no pay. I mean, you shouldn't agree. You should never agree to work with no pay unless you're an extremely in look for work like intern, and even then it's just capitalistic bullshit. Just what they are.
Let them. Which is why they're standing outside of the Dhar Mann studios, ringing cowbells, blowing whistles, and letting everyone know how awful it's been. Like, it is just wild to me that Dhar Mann, the absolute moral authority, the mega mind of morals, is this much of an asshole, apparently.
Hold on.
So yeah, anyway, that's about it. Just wanted to talk about all of this and let everyone know what's going on with it. Pretty interesting situation. Hoping for the best for the actors that aren't getting paid well here. Hopefully that gets resolved. That's about it. So yeah.
Chat, how do you look at my oldest videos on YouTube? How do you look at that? Well, no, I mean, I'm just surprised that everybody's taking this to fit that. I mean, I like Moist, but I just think he's wrong. I think he's flat wrong. Unless he knows more than he's letting the video on about. Okay. Sort by date oldest. Where? Hold up. Look at my videos. What do you do that? Where? There's a button on the main page. They removed it. Oh. Wait, how?
38
I'm trying to look at my earlier videos.
Can I get a welcome to
back
the
in the days,
jungle?
my editors were...
Please smile.
Yo, back in the days, my editors were paid 50%, right? But 50% of nothing, I mean, is nothing. If we made $20, which, I mean, is decent for back in the days, $20 a month, I mean, they were getting paid $10. Oh yeah, you're right. It was 100% first. True.
Did you see the tragedy that happened in Laval this morning?
Was it not? I saw that. Wait, let's try it live. Is he live? I am full. Okay, he's playing. Guys, I'm not gonna do a playthrough. Okay, Dude, I am more than willing to have a debate about this.
I just smashed my balls with a mallet. I am
Yo.
in agony 777
Bruh,
Argentinian.
I would be more than fucking than happy to have a debate with him
What
about
is
that.
he ranting about? Who is he talking to?
I'm not gonna get
The
cooked.
voices
Where's
in
my-
his head? Just play the damn video, you fool.
Of course he's busy. He's
Dhar
playing a game.
Mann's edit.
Wait, is it, call him? I'll call him. Hold up.
Hey.
Yo, you ready?
Hold on.
Okay.
Dhar Mann's content has been built off the back of the same actors and actresses at the same rate without ever scaling up as everything else is scaled up. Much in the same way that Marvel scaled up from Robert Downey Jr., thus they needed to pay him more as things went on and his hours increased his work for them.
Okay.
Or at least negotiating
Okay,
that.
okay, Charlie. Then your video was named Dhar Mann is in huge trouble. Okay, okay, Charlie. What is hey, stop it. What is that? What is the trouble he's in then?